Hello, everybody. I'm Brian,
And I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian, episode 192, Identity. All right. Uh, Flipping through movies, thinking about movies to watch, and um, my wife saw this and suggested it and said she loves this movie.
Oh, you haven't seen this?
Um, I think I've watched little bits and parts of it. I thought I hadn't seen it, but then as I'm going, I'm
Yeah.
kind of knowing what might happen next. So it's is I definitely came in not with a vast knowledge of it,
Gotcha.
but I had definitely seen bits and parts and knew some plot lines somehow, but I don't remember the movie.
Mm.
So it was kind of a new watch, kind of not. But 2003, um, April 25th, 2003, directed by James Mangold, which I didn't know and I agreed. I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. I was looking at when his name popped up. I was like, "What?" This is like early in his career before obviously Logan, Ford, Ferrari, a couple other ones. I think he did Indiana Jones. I don't think that did very well, but he's pretty solid.
Did he do the new Indiana Jones? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know
The
that.
brand new one.
Yeah, he's got a couple other ones I'm not aware of that I'd like to see now. Some of these early ones, I think there's two before this that I would like to see. But this one,
Copland's one of them, I think. Copland's
yeah,
really
Cop,
good.
isn't that the Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and huge cast. Like, it seems like they don't do this anymore because this doesn't seem like a big. They do this in like big budget type things. They got this crazy cast, almost like
Yeah,
the maybe like a Knives Out or something,
yeah,
or
totally,
something I
totally.
can relate it to. But seems like a smaller kind of movie, and to have a cast like this is pretty crazy. But I think at the time this cast wasn't what it might be today. But looking
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
cast now, it's like a fucking kind of like all star cast of some pretty cool people.
They're like
Um,
B list stars, but they're like top of the list. Be like John Hawkes. Like John Hawkes, I
mhm.
don't think stars in very many roles, but he's very good, and he's good in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, John Hawkes and Amanda Peet. Amanda Peet hasn't been around
hmm
since probably this movie, but she was really big back then.
She burned his Neo records.
Yeah.
The bitch must die. Saving Silverman. Yeah, every time I see Hawks, I just think of Eastbound and Down. Come on,
Mm.
Destin. But yeah, 2003. Um, Identity. So, so this was what was this based off of? I saw it was inspired by Agatha Christie's 1939 Who Done It, and Then There Were None. The film follows 10 strangers in an isolated hotel who are temporarily cut off from the rest of the world and mysteriously killed off one by one. And we have a parallel story about a serial killer on death row who gets one last chance to plead his case of insanity.
Hmm.
Um, which, if you're not in the know, you're kind of like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Like,
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
cutting
totally.
away from the action to get back to this.
Well, it's
Um,
weird because like in the beginning, like the opening credits is just like exposition dump out the gate because it's just like newspaper clippings and this, but they say that this guy killed, I think it was like six or seven people in a hotel. So it's like as you're watching, you're like, okay, well these group of people are in a hotel. Like, is this the people that he killed? Like, how is this relating? Um,
I think they said it was at an apartment complex.
oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay, yeah,
So then there's some similarities to what's going on. So you're like, well,
yeah.
how much does it have to do with this? Um, so Mangold said he was attracted to do a claustrophobic thriller because I don't see this as a genre that's tapped out at this point.
Hmm.
You can make it sound dead, but these remain some of the most cinematic films ever made. Whether you're talking about Rear Window, The Others, Polanski's Knife in the Water, Dead Calm, Carpenter's The Thing, Alien, huge piles of great films that buck controversial wisdom what a movie should be cinematically. Uh, which is pretty true. It's pretty cool. John Cusack was pursued from the beginning, so he's the main character, and then we got all the other ruffians. So We get the exposition about the murderer, and then a little bit that he's gonna have an an informal hearing, like with the judge and some other official leaders, like at 10 at night for some
Yeah, in the
reason.
middle of the night,
Right.
24 hours
Yeah, in
before.
an office.
Yeah.
I think it's the judge that ruled over it. He's pissed about it because he's like, I already ruled on this. And then we cut to what's our first interaction? Is it Cusack?
No, I think we
Or
cut
is
to
it
John Hawkes watching Wheel of Fortune or something, and then out of nowhere, this guy with
mm,
glasses busts through the door with a body in his hands, saying like, "I need to use
yeah,
the phone," or
guy
"There's an
from
accident."
Scrubs.
Yeah,
There's an accident. She's bleeding. And then I think we cut back to why
yeah, yeah,
they had the accident. So they pop a tire, and they got a little kid. He's the stepdad. Timmy's a little kid. And then, oh, it's a shoe. It's a high heel. It's like, oh, it's a crazy high heel, dude.
and then we cut back again, so we like
Yeah,
keep going back and back and back and back.
yeah. And so he's fixing the tire, and he's just a weird character. Like when he pops the tire, he's like he's reciting um, what to do, like a with a blowout. He's like turn into the roll,
Emergency lights
manage
on. Yeah, yeah,
manage it, slow down, roll to a stop, and he's like explaining it. He's super weird. And then they are fixing the tire, and she's out there. Little Timmy puts his hand on the window. Mom puts her hand on the window, and then we see she gets mowed
yeah.
over. Ah, what have you done? And then we cut back again, and we got John Cusack. He's a limo driver. I guess he's a former police officer, now a limo driver. Not even a limo driver, just a driver because it's not a
Yeah.
limo; it's just a car. Um, and he's driving an actress who is kicked off set, and there's a little part where she's. They might say I'm in breach, but they're in breach. They haven't read my contract. They had me in a Riata. And anyway, she's in the car and they're driving, and she can't get reception on her cell phone. Or she says it's dead. There's an extra battery up front in the bag. He's digging through the bag, not watching the road, and then hits that mom that we see in that first scene. Oh, and then oh yeah, she does a lot of fucked up shit. She's like, "Don't get out. If you make it your problem, you're responsible."
Yeah.
he's like, I am responsible. He gets out and tries to help, and then goes back, knocks on the window. Hey, we need the cell phone. We gotta call for help. Open the door. No, I'm not doing
No.
it. He breaks out the window. Hey, give me the fucking cell phone. And then yeah, I think that's where we're at that point. And then we cut back again, right? And then we go to Amanda Pete.
I think it's the I think they get a flat and they see the high heel and then we cut back to Amanda Pete before John
Yeah.
Cusack and then we get her kind of thing. But yeah, she's driving away with a suitcase in the back of her car and she's looking for a lighter to light a cigarette and then it cuts back again to where she's with a client. I think she's a sex worker. And what's just funny, there's like a a huge pile of whipped cream on the guy's fucking chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's all these
Some
little sprinkles
sprinkles,
on it. Yeah.
a couple candles,
He's
and
all
she's
like
like,
handcuffed.
looks like she's lighting it with a nice gold lighter. And she turns her back to him and has facing camera. Kind of looks at the lighter, sees it's nice, and drops it in her bag.
Yeah.
Taking this, taking this.
But yeah, so
Uh,
she's looking for her lighter, opens the seatcase from the back seat, all of her shit flies out, and then which causes the heel to land in the road.
what was that fucking song that starts playing?
All my life.
What?
That's Foo Fighters.
Oh, no, no, da, 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 but I hate the taste.
Yeah.
It's very 2003. That's how movies were in 2003, man. They're cut like this. Uh, they're scored like this.
Hmm.
All modern songs, all really cool, edgy stuff. And then, yeah, so we see that her heel was the one that caused all this. Um, do we cut to anyone else before we get to the hotel? Was there more
I don't think so.
connecting stuff?
I think then we just I think then we cut back after all three of those. Once we see the incident, then we cut back to the hotel lobby with the guy holding his wife.
Yeah, so we're back to the hotel, and then what the Hawks gives them a room. I like that they're there for an emergency. It's all right for $30. You can get a room.
Yeah.
you know, you can't just stay here until you get help. You got to pay,
Yeah.
buddy. And they get a room, and then what happens? They got what Cusack is there with them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's her name? The actress gets a room too. And that's kind of funny. This is a nice room. Puts the 50 over. I need the nicest room. And he sees the how many bills are in her wallet other than the 50.
Hmm.
And you can tell he might give her a nicer room, but then he sees all that money. He's like, oh yeah, it's very cozy.
Yeah.
I think he just takes the 50 and
Yeah.
leaves her with the room he originally gave her. Um, then Cusack, what is he?
They say there's like a hospital up the road, so he's going, and the phones don't.
Yeah, it's a hospital,
Yeah.
30 miles or
Yeah.
something. And I like his idea is drive to the hospital. I'll come back with an ambulance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drive to the hospital, get an ambulance, take them all the way back, pick up the person, take them all the way back to the hospital. It's like, well, just take her to the hospital, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Right.
the
Come with me. Yeah.
that's the that's the good idea. So he goes driving, and his car fucks up. Right? How does it fuck up? I forget.
Yeah. We cut to Amanda Pete, and she encounters the road that he's eventually going to be on. And it's flooded, so she turns around, and her car breaks down, and then he sees her on the side of the road, picks
Oh
her
yeah, and
up.
he's picked up by Cusack. Yeah.
And then she's like, "Hey, you're kind of going the wrong way. I just came from there and it's flooded." And he's like, "If you don't mind, I'm gonna check anyway, you stupid bitch." And
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
he didn't say stupid
And
bitch. I
then
added that part.
and then it is flooded, and then I can't remember why they can't use their car.
Well,
Right?
he tries when they get there, but they get stuck. And so then they get out, and then another couple shows up, which is the creepy, the weird girl from the faculty, and her husband.
And God, she is just
She screams most of this
you
movie.
just
Most of her
can't
lines are
stand
just
her in this movie. The squinty eyes and the just screaming and always the trauma. And then that little weird guy, he's been in some other stuff around this time too.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently they're just married in Vegas or something. So they shack up with them, and well, we got to go the other way. We just came from that way. That's flooded too, dude.
Yeah.
And then so they eventually go back to the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can't get help. We're staying here, guys. That's the plan. We're gonna wait till dawn. And then we get Leota showing up, or was there some
Yeah,
kind of
there's like
cutscene before
some
that?
quick scenes. The fucking Amanda Pete's character comes in, and her and John Hawks apparently
Oh
really
yeah,
hates
for no reason.
workers. Yeah,
He can just tell she's a whore,
yeah.
and she
I don't
doesn't.
give rooms to
She just kind of
sluts.
a little bit of revealing clothing, but I don't think you'd
Jesus.
immediately be like, "Oh, that's a streetwalker." We don't allow sluts in here.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, and it's like she wants a room too, and he's like, "We don't offer them by the hour."
It's like, god damn. But yeah, so we kind of just get everyone in their rooms, and I think just kind of in the midst of all of that, Leota shows up, a cop with a with a convict in his car.
Yeah, you guys got a room available here. It's
I love
a hard
Ryota,
voice
man.
to
He's
do.
so good.
Yeah, it's like the name's what the hell's his name in fucking Vice City?
Oh fuck!
Name's Tommy Vercetti. I'm gonna get the coke back and the money, okay, Vincenzo. So yeah, he shows up and he's transporting a prisoner, and you think the prisoner is the guy from this death row case, because at this point in the movie we haven't seen that
Yeah, yeah,
client.
totally.
So you're led to believe, okay, yeah, he's transporting the crazy guy that's about to be seen for this murder. And of course, it's Little Busey.
Mm-hmm.
Little Busey, the teeth, the accent.
Smile. Oh yeah.
It's all there. The teeth don't go behind the lips. I have Busey here. And he gets a room, and what is it, Hawks? If you're looking for somewhere to chain him up, the bathroom's got a toilet in there. Good idea. Chains him up. And then I think at that point, when do we get our first little caper?
I think it's
I think it's
actress, right?
the actress gets
Yeah.
out of her room, takes the fucking shower curtain out of the bathroom because she can't get wet. Takes
Hmm.
outside with a fucking shower curtain. I'm not getting wet. Trying to make a phone call out there, and here's a noise. What was that? And then we get a. Maybe it was just to do a little bit of the psycho imagery. I guess we get a little blood splatter on
Yeah.
a
Just a quick little
shower curtain. Just.
Mhm.
And then who the hell finds her body?
It's Cusack and the
Oh
laundry.
no, yeah. They don't find her body. That's right. They Cusack for some reason hears these noises and goes into the laundry room and is perturbed by these noises. And then I thought it was a fucked up move. He starts opening the doors to all the washing machines and stopping them.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
like, that's a fucked up move, man.
Hey man, that cost me $1.50 to get that running.
That's for hey. Was it done? It's not done. And then he like opens up three, and he's still hearing this noise. And it's the last one. And he goes and opens that one, and there's a head in it, and it's the actress. And what does he do? Does he call over the cop? First thing?
I think they just show up naturally. Him.
Oh yeah, I think they're just
Cop and
walking
Dylan
in,
Hawks, yeah.
right? And they all kind of look in there. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no. And it's like, who did this? You're the one that brought a fucking a convict in here. He's locked up in the room. He's fine. You go back to the room. Oh my God, he's not. He's gone.
Gone.
No. So from there, this is one of these movies where it's really great to watch, and it's got a cool flow and weird timeline, but to recall it in the chronological order of the film, which is not necessarily chronological order in the movie, is kind of difficult. But I don't remember where we go from there.
I know that the second murder is the husband of the faculty gal because they get into. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yes.
John Cusack tells Amanda Pete, like multiple times, he tells Amanda Pete to stay put. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of for most of the movie. That's kind of what she's there for, is just to be told what to do until later in the movie. But he tells her, wow, where are they going? I think they're just gonna go look around. Like, oh, Leota, you go this way, I'll go this way. You guys stay here. Make sure.
Yeah, they're gonna go look for the guy.
Yeah. And the married couple gets into a fight, and they go back to their room. And she locks herself in the bathroom. He's fucking pounding on the wall. And then I thought
Yeah,
that
she's
was kind
freaking
of
out, just like,
yeah.
let me in.
Yeah.
No, stop it! She's just acting like she's been
Screaming.
beat her whole life, dude.
Mhm.
Just going nuts. Not till you calm down. Ah!
Mhm.
He's just not that irate. He's just like trying to get in because I can't remember. She says something right before she goes in there that's kind of fucked up that he wants to know about. He's like, "Who the what? Hey!"
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
It was something
But,
like Becky saw you with fucking so
Oh, yeah.
at the whatever, and yeah, and shuts the door on him.
I haven't been there in a year. Yeah, so he's trying to get in, and she's just annoyingly screeching and screaming as if she's in a domestic violence case or being murdered or something. And it's a little rickety ass door with just one of those tiny little fucking outdoor shed
Yeah.
locks.
Yeah.
You could pull that off real quick. Anyways, he's just hitting on it, and she's freaking out. And then all of a sudden, it goes silent. And what was that guy's name? I don't remember, but
I don't
she calls
remember.
his name. hello, Timmy, something like that. Oh my gosh! And then she opens the door, and I can't remember what she sees, or
I
sees
think
someone in
she's
the
a
door.
shadow or something. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but she goes back and locks it, and then she escapes through the bathroom window.
Mm-hmm. And then after knowing by the end who the killer is, it's kind of weird that you would immediately run.
Yeah.
Ah, you little fucking weirdo! Uh, yeah, she goes out the window. Oh yeah, and then Amanda Pete heard screams and then tries to investigate. And I think she discovers the dead husband and then looks for her. Um, finds her in the outside breezeway. I think. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
But
I
anyways,
think Leota and Cusack show up at some point. I think they are the ones that bust in and see the body. Because I just remember John Cusack kind of walking out of the room, looking down at the wife, and they kind of exchange a look. Kind of just he's basically telling her that her husband's dead without saying anything.
yeah.
I was like, damn, homeboy got fucking lit up in that corner.
Mm-hmm. And then I think this is the first time they find a key, or is it not yet?
Um, did they find a key? Oh, the key. Yeah, there was a key in the dryer or the wash, whatever that was. There was a key with the head. I think that was the 10 key. And then they found a
Is
key
this
on him.
is this your room? Yeah. And then they realize slowly that these keys are counting down. Right, it goes 10, and then I think the next one they find is a. They don't think anything of it, and then they find another key that's like 8 or 7. So they're
Mhm.
missing like 2 or something, and then they go backtrack, and look at the other bodies. Oh my god, no, it's impossible. No. So we got next. It was the husband. Oh yeah, then I think it's the actual perp, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
The
they catch the perp during all this. He's trying to run away, and then we get. I think right here we get a cool little thing where the perp is kind of like at the outskirts of this little hotel village and looking out and sees lights and buildings. And he's in the mud and he just runs over to there and finds like this little shack and breaks the window in and kind of hides in there. And then he like settles down, looks out the window, and like he's like right there at the hotel.
yeah.
He's like, what the
What the
fuck?
fuck? Yeah.
He's like right in the village again. And then Cusack get in there and they beat the shit out of him. It's just beat the shit out of him and put him in the. They tie him up and they put him in like the main place that has like the kitchen and where you would check in. And they asked the Hawks guy to watch him. I don't know what they're going to do where they need what's more important than that,
Yeah.
right? But anyways, they both leave. The cop and the former cop leave. Watch him. I'm not exactly 100% okay with guard duty. It's like he's unconscious and
Yeah.
he's tied to a post. Okay, just fucking get in there. And then he kind of wakes up, which is kind of some good stuff here when Hawks is like looking in the fridge and he's trying to find something to lock it with, and he seems worried. He's like, "The Busey, what's in the fridge?
What's in the
Come on,
fridge? Yeah.
what's in there? You can tell me. I'm really good at secrets. What's in there?
Yeah.
Who's in there? What's in there?" You shut up, man. No, I know. I know something's in there, man. You just shut up about it, okay? And then oh yeah, they see John Hawk like walking with a toolbox when they're doing something. Get over here. Hey, come here. And at first he's like not gonna. He's like continuing on. Come over here. It's like, what are you gonna do? Act like I didn't even notice. Didn't even know you were talking to me, man. I just had something to do.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in there? What are you doing? I just had something to get.
Just run some
Why?
errands. What's the big deal?
What's so important? Where's the guy? Oh, he's in there. He's locked up, man. And then they go back in there to make sure, and he's got a baseball bat shoved down his whole fucking throat,
Yeah.
like just lodged in.
And not
What
the
the fuck
handle
did you?
side. It's the
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
The handle's sticking out.
yeah. What did you do to my perp? I didn't do this, man. I didn't do it.
I love John Cusack's line too. Like, yeah, I didn't do it. He's like, dude, that's your baseball shoved down his fucking throat. I thought that was a fun line.
Yeah, and you're the last one in here. And so, oh yeah, and then they find the actress's wallet on him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Amongst all his shit. And you got her wallet? No, I took it after she died, man. I swear. She wasn't gonna need it. And so I didn't do none of this. You got the fucking wallet of her. You were in here with him. And I think they suspected him of one more, didn't they? Or was that the two
Yeah,
they?
he gets Amanda Pete at knife,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
puts the knife to her throat, and then
Yeah, he's innocent, and then he
yeah,
just, hey, back up, motherfuckers! I will kill this one,
I hate
but I
sluts.
didn't
I'll do
have,
it.
but I didn't have nothing to do with them.
But yeah, so she knocks him off, headbutts him or whatever. They fall into the kitchen
Yeah, the fridge, and then the
fridge.
dead body falls on her. Oh my god!
Now there's
You had
three
the
things that
baseball
are.
bat down the throat. You fucking have the wallet of the dead lady. You put a knife to her throat, and you got a dead body in the goddamn kitchen. What the hell you think we're gonna think?
Yeah.
I swear I can explain all of this, man.
Oh god.
And they tie him up like in a room, and he tries to explain it. He's like, how did he get to the hotel when he's explaining
He
it? He had
lost
a
all of his
reason.
money in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
He stopped here and he swears that when he walked into the hotel, the owner was face down on the desk, dead.
face down in a banquet pot pie.
Banquet Popeye. Oh, that's fucking great.
Come on! I like how they're like banquet pot pie. I just
Yeah.
can't believe it. Not even a Merry Calendars. So yeah, and he's like, yeah, he was already dead. So I just moved his body. I wasn't trying to hide it. I just thought a freezer would be the best place for, in case his family or something came back. He's nice and, he's
Crispy.
froze up. He's froze and just perfect. We'll thaw him out. He's going to look good for the funeral. That's just my thought, of course. And so as I was sitting there, someone pulled up and I thought it was his family, but it was just somebody looking for a room. And they seemed nice. So, I took their $30 and I just took a key off the wall. I checked him in. And then I was waiting there for the family, but nobody came. People just kept coming to check in. So I kept taking their $30 and checking them in.
No harm, no foul.
And so I kind of became the proprietor of this place. And nobody ever came. And I think Amanda Pete somehow involved in determining if this story is true. The two cops are all Leota's like, "Oh, this is bullshit. I can't believe this. It's fucking crazy." And you think this is true? Cusack's like, "I don't know." And then Amanda Pete's like, "I think it sounds
So
so
crazy it would be true or something like
so
that.
crazy it might be true." Cusack's like,
One
"She
of
might
those.
be right." And then I like Leota freaks out a little bit. No, fuck this, and like points a gun at him. If you fucking move, I'm gonna shoot your ass. If anybody fucking leaves, they're getting shot, or I'll stay in this goddamn room. And he's just kind of freaking out. Um. What's the next little mystery? I can't remember.
Well, they're trying.
Oh, I think it's
I don't know if it's in that scene or like shortly after, but someone floats the idea of like maybe they're all here for a reason. They have something in common. So they all kind of start to figure out where they're
that's
from.
the crazy lady who screams a lot, right? It could be the Indian
Yeah, yeah.
the Indian burial ground. Like
She's going a
what?
different route, yeah. She's
Did you
going a
guys
different
even read the brochure? It says it's built on top of it. Why would you even put that in the brochure? It could be the evil spirits that once lived here. Okay, she's got to shut up.
route.
She's freaking everyone out. And then, there's usually something connecting all of us. Oh, yeah, and Hawks keeps trying to add to the conversation. Shut up!
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, out for Florida. Shut up.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah, they're really not getting anything
Yeah.
relatable from their conversation. And then,
Oh yeah,
I don't.
we missed one death before John Hawkes gets tied up. He escapes some. I don't know if he just like ran out of the kitchen when the body fell down or something, but he gets into a truck and he tries to drive away. And the
Right,
weak
and he almost hits the
dad with
little
the
kid.
glasses, yeah, he tries to jump and save his kid, and John Hawkes just fucking slams into him and kills him. And I think at that moment they tie him up. But yeah, so now that guy's dead, and they find a key. Um, I think
Later.
later, yeah, and his body's gone. I think there's just a key sitting there at one
No,
point.
his body was there.
His body was there. Okay.
Well, later, once everyone disappears.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't remember why, but for some reason they found another key and they got weird about it, and so they're like, no, this can't be. The keys are counting down, and so they pulled the truck back,
yeah,
and he has a key on him, and it's like perfect one they're missing and all that. But yeah, so it was just piling up. Like he's there with the bat. He fucking has the guy in the
the
fridge. He
wallet.
has the wallet.
Hmm.
He put the knife to your neck, lady. You remember?
Hmm.
And then he hit the guy. It was an accident. It's just like, okay, all of those are weird circumstances. I admit. And this one, you might be able to put pin on me, but it was an accident, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do about that. uh, and then yeah, I can't remember what happened later, where it's like maybe it was an accident. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't give him the benefit of the doubt or smashing into this guy, did we? And damn, what's the next murder?
Yeah, so the next two, I don't remember which happens first or what the sequence of events are, but at one point, God, it sucks. I don't remember anyone's name. I don't know the actress name, but I'm just gonna keep calling her the faculty gal. But the faculty gal and the boy, they tell them to run off or something. I don't remember why they want them to run away. If
Mm,
something happens that's,
you gotta leave. You just gotta
yeah,
get out of
get out
here.
of here. So
Like
they,
that. Like that worked for everyone else.
yeah. So they run
No,
around the
nobody's
corner.
leaving. The Ray Liotta. No, they're going.
So
They
yeah,
run
they
around
run
the
around the
corner to a
corner
car. Yeah.
and yeah, a big explosion happens.
You knew this was gonna happen. You did this. You sent him to the car. I hope you're happy. Fire extinguisher. There's no one in the car,
Yeah.
which didn't make much sense because later on you might realize why there'd only be one, but there should be one.
Yeah, there should have
And
been. Yeah,
I think at that point they go back and start to find all the bodies are gone.
I think
Is that
so.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all disappeared. They go no head in the dryer, no husband in the corner,
Hmm.
no guy that got hit by the car in front of the car. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And as at this point we cut back to the craze to the murderer.
No, so we get a quick scene of they're in the lobby area, and Amanda Pete's like freaking out. She does the Jennifer Love Hewitt screaming to the open void, "What do you want?" That kind of thing. And then she shuts the door and she's like, "Man, it's my birthday next week." And then John
Hmm.
Hawkes is kind of like, "Hey, it's my birthday too." And then Ray
May 10th.
Liotta, "My too." And then John
May
Cusack
10th.
just says, "Yeah." Anyway, so after that, John Cusack goes into the office, grabs all of the printed copies of everyone's IDs, and notices that everyone has the same birthday, and then also notices that everyone's name either starts or ends with a U.S. state. And then he's just kind of like starts shaking his head, kind of confused. Um, and then we get the bombshell where we just cut to that hearing, and John Cusack sitting at the end of the table with all like the judge and the psychologist and the lawyers, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then we start getting a lot more information.
Yeah. So you missed. Yeah, and it's what the hell's that guy's name who played Doc Ock?
Oh, Alfred
Alfred
Molina.
Molina.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's questioning him. You missed your appointment last week. He said, what are you talking about? Where the fuck am I? Why am I tied up? And he explains to him, do you know this man? And it's the killer. No, never seen him before. This is so and so. He killed 6 people in an apartment complex very gruesomely. And why are you telling me this? Because he went through some trauma as a boy. And in order to cope, created 10 personalities, all different and all living their own individual lives, and you are one of them. No,
Ew.
no. And then it kind of goes back, and it's like the murderer.
Hmm.
No, it's like him. That's not true, and he's got the fucking eye thing during the
Yeah,
whole.
it's or
The
darting
eyes
back
just
and
jot.
forth. Yeah,
Yeah, and so they explain to the Cusack character, "We need your help. He's going to be killed unless you go back to the hotel. The hotel is a construct in his mind. At some point, the personalities had to meet. They
yeah,
had to be in one place at one time. And you have to go back there and make sure they all. Or the murderer is one of those personalities. You have
yeah,
to make sure the murderer doesn't live so that he cannot be executed. Like, who fucking cares?
yeah.
Just execute him. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah,
uh,
because the idea is that one of the personalities this guy has is a murderer, and that
Took
murdering
over his
person
body, and yeah.
uses his body to murder people. So the I don't. This was where I got a little tripped up here because I think the doctor says like I've come up with this way to get all 10 people together, and I knew that if they all got together, violence would happen. And I was like, well, how the fuck does that work? What do you mean you got this all together? So that was never really explained or why they're at the hotel. I don't know. It's just I could have used a little bit more explanation of how this all kind of went down. But yeah, I love that scene where they're like asking him his name and he's like not knowing what's going on. He's like, "That's not true," and then he's like holds up the mirror and his reflection is not John Cusack, and he's like flipping out,
Yeah.
looking at the window, seeing that it's not him. Thought that was kind of a cool moment. That would be fucking
What
trippy.
happened to my face?
Yeah.
All these great performances. I didn't think the actual murderer was that great,
Yeah, he was fine.
and I thought for that character where you're trying to portray all that, it should have been a better actor.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a pretty small part, and who's going to want that part if they're that great of an actor?
Hmm.
The meaty ones are kind of the personalities. Um, and so we go back to the hotel, and somehow he's like, he's back there, and now he has a mission,
Hmm.
right? And he's got to figure out who the murderer is. And I don't remember earlier in the movie we do see that there's like a bullet hole or something, a blood stain on Ray Liotta's shirt underneath his blazer.
Yeah.
So we get the feeling that he's not who he says he is. And I can't remember. Is that when we kind of go back and figure that out?
Yeah, I don't remember how we get the flash, but it's definitely later in the movie because they withhold that for a very long time. But at some point in like the third act or something, we finally get a flashback of what actually happened and get the reveal that Ray Liotta and the convict were in cahoots. They were being transported by an officer.
Yeah, and he kills the officer and takes her clothes. And then the Busey guy is like, well, what am I going to wear? You're in it.
Yeah,
Closes him
so
back in the back. Um, so how does Hawks die then? Because he's got to die. Because at the end it's just Liotta, Cusack, and Pete.
I don't remember why they fight each other, but at some point, there's a scuffle between Hawks, Amanda Pete, and Ray Liotta just shoots John Hawk straight like in the chest a
Oh
couple
yeah,
times,
yeah,
and then chases after Amanda Pete.
yeah. And then we kind of realize that's the reveal that he's the killer,
Hmm.
and he's going through trying to kill him. And then Cusack knows he's just like at this point he knows he's just like a fictitious person, so he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So he just walks right up on him
Yep, with a
and like
gun.
gets
Yeah.
gets popped in the chest, and he's like, ugh, still going towards him, and Leota's like hiding behind a corner, popping him more. And he's like, ugh. Just walking towards him, and then just goes around the corner. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. Have a little
He
shootout.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't care. Just shoots shit out of him while getting shot, and falls in the mud. Oh yeah, and Amanda Pete had this dream of having an orange grove in
Hmm.
Florida and hanging up her life as a whore.
Hmm.
This is not the life I want. What I want is to raise oranges and limes,
That sounds
to
real
have
nice.
my own farm. And then he's whispering, or no, she's asking him, "What did you see?" Because when he freaked out, and now he like knows something. She feels that they don't know, what did you see when he's dying? And she's trying to help him, and then realizes he's just gonna die. Um, what did you? Has to get real close to his head, his lips. I saw you in an orange grove in Florida. It was beautiful. She's like,
Aw.
okay. And then yeah, she's the last one left. So she leaves, and then since she's the last one left, she's like able to leave, right? She drives away, and I
Yeah,
think
she
we cut
drives
back.
away, and then we cut back to the
We cut
room,
back, and
and
then
then he's saying the dialogue that they just had. Yeah.
finally, the killer is done. The personalities are vanquished. The only remaining personality is a good one.
Yeah.
The man is innocent.
Yeah.
As you see, his body may have committed the murders, but the mind of the person that committed the murders is dead,
Hmm.
and he is no longer a threat to society. And it's like, so now he must go to the mental institution, and the judge is like, damn, you're right. I can't argue with that.
Solid evidence.
You transport him to the mental hospital. This man's free to go. I hereby order that his execution has been stayed. Stamp it. Put it in the record. And then they're driving him. So he's in the back of this van. It's got this like, metal box in between the cab and where he's sitting. And what does he start doing? He starts going, I don't know. He starts saying some weird shit.
Yeah, and then we cut
What's
to Amanda Pete's, whole thing.
Yeah,
Driving to
what's
the
wrong?
orchard, and yeah.
What's wrong? No, it couldn't have been you. And then yeah, it's Amanda Pete driving. Oh no, she's in the orchard now.
She's in
She's
the
like
orchard.
playing with
Yeah, she's
playing with
enjoying
an
her life.
orange.
Yeah.
And then there's a shadow looming over her, and she's, no, no, please don't do
Yeah,
this.
she finds the
And
last
then,
key as she's digging through the dirt. She
oh
finds
yeah,
the
yeah,
key, yeah.
last key in the
Number one.
dirt. And then she looks up, and we got the little fucking kid who was never found, and
Yeah,
he's got
little Timmy.
some little fucking like rake or something, and just slapping it in his hand hard. Gonna wax her. And then we go to cut back to him murdering everybody. Right? Shows him standing there with the husband in the corner. Shows him with the actress. It never shows him with the baseball bat convict.
No, they.
Like, how's a little kid gonna shove this fucking giant bat
I
down
wanted to see.
someone's
I want
throat?
to see that.
Yeah,
Out of all of them, that's the one I want to see.
yeah. It's a fucking reverse Excalibur
Yeah.
type shit.
And I love it's like, what
Uh,
does he say? He's like, whores don't get second chances. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
fucking push this whore thing throughout the whole movie.
yeah. Oh yeah, and it did show like when his mom died, and he like puts the hand up against the glass, and she gets just smashed, and he's watching, and he just goes. He puts on a big smile. Yes, he had no control over that, but as you can see, he liked it. So he's the murderer.
Oh my god.
So this little kid is the murderer, which is a pretty great reveal. Um, and then I can't remember how we end. Oh yeah, and so then it cuts back to him in the car because Melina opened the window, thinking there's no danger anymore. What's wrong? What's going on? And then, oh yeah, I think he says it again.
Oh yeah,
Right? Whores don't get second chances. And then ties him up with the chains in between his hands
yeah.
and chokes him. And then it shows their car pulled over to the side of the road, so kind of insinuating he's gonna get away. And then we pull some credits, some kind of fucking
All
new
my
age
life,
2000. Yeah. I like it, but I hate the taste. Or something like that. Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
Oh my god.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if it ended like a Michael Bay. What I've done.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was pretty fresh to me, but by the end I was remembering I had seen this in another life or another time, because she's like, "Oh, my wife's like, you're gonna miss it. You gotta pay attention. This is where all the reveals are coming." And I was like, It's a little kid, isn't it? She's like, what? You do know? I was like, I don't know, but I'm remembering something weird like that.
How can you forget the montage? It's all a little, it's like it kind of sticks with you for like, oh yeah, I forgot the kid.
So, yeah, this was fun, man. Uh, I miss movies like this. I felt like in the early 2000s, a lot were like this. Like they were trying to make scripts that just had that what factor at the end, and everyone was
Yeah.
trying to write a script like that. And a lot of times they don't work out, but I think this one worked pretty damn good. Um, I think what was he saying? Siskel and Ebert, one of those guys, said, "Oh, these reveal movies are kind of hit and miss. Usually they build up a lot of this cool stuff in the first two acts, and then the third act kind of falls apart." But he was like, "This is the reverse. It was kind of slow and building up for two acts, and then it starts revealing everything and totally subverting all my expectations of the reveals." And
Yeah.
I think he gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Um, but yeah, I thought it was pretty damn fun. It's a cool movie. Definitely, you know, unfortunately with these movies, once you've seen them once, it's kind of once the reveal is gone, you're kind of just there. It's not much reason to watch them again or to go back to them, but that first fucking watch is so good. And oh yeah, Cusack said that he got the script because they wanted him, and he said, "Yeah, I got to page 30. I thought I knew what was going on. Got to page 50, was totally wrong. Got to page 90, I had no fucking idea what was going on." And he's like, it was like the most riveting script I had ever read at that point, most creative script, and I just had to do it because I knew the audience would be like me and think this was going one way and be completely perplexed by the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what it is. It's really fun. I think the cast is amazing. They got all these players that do really great. I think
Yeah, they're all really good. I think
yeah.
the only one that's kind of wishy-washy was the husband of the faculty girl. I think his performance was, I don't know, a little spotty. But everyone else, I mean, fucking Leota, Cusack, they're all
Mm-hmm.
Amanda Pete, they're all really good. John Hawkes.
Mm-hmm. And I just love the way it looks and it's cut. Just very 2000, early 2000s. Like
Yeah,
everything kind of
moving
Blair
backwards
Witch
and
2
forwards in
kind of.
time. Yeah, yeah,
It's cool. It's edgy. You gotta have time cuts, and so yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it's for me 7.6. Really entertaining, really cool reveal movie, and really makes you want to go back and watch more of Mangold stuff that I happen to miss.
yeah.
7.6.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, man. It's kind of refreshing to go back and watch this because I'm reminded of, you know, back in this era, we had so many good, just like small mid-budget films, and now it's like it's either a $300 million blockbuster or it's a $50 million indie. Like the middle movies don't really exist. Well, maybe they exist, but I don't know. I just miss that like middle budget kind of just thriller movies. Like remember the era of like Double Jeopardy and fucking what was the other like, Kiss the Girls, like all those kind of like murder mystery Morgan Freeman. I was like, I miss that kind of shit. Like
Oh
bring that
yeah,
shit back. They weren't like great movies, but they were just fun, kickback
yeah.
movies.
7.
Seven, like I kind of miss that kind of mid-budget movie that we don't really get anymore. So it's kind of refreshing to go back and watch this. But yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head here in that the first time you watch it, it's exhilarating and it's a fun reveal. But I've seen this a couple times throughout my life since it's been out, and I think it's still entertaining. But yeah, it doesn't quite hit as hard. It's nothing like Fight Club or Sixth Sense, where it's like those endings really make you want to rewatch it, and you're like looking for things like that. This movie doesn't kind of have that much, especially when you know everything that's going to happen in the end. But yeah, the performances are great. The setting's great. The mood is great. Yeah, but I just don't think it hits as hard, the third or fourth time you watch this. So for me, it's a 6.8. So we're not too far off. But if I were to watch it for the first time today, I'd probably rate it a little bit higher. But just because I just seen it a few times since 2003. Just doesn't quite hit as hard, but it's still a solid, mid-budget thriller. Great acting, great directing. It's a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. 6.8, 7.6. Go check it out. It's now streaming on Paramount Plus, right? That's where we got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Paramount. Really fun. Check out his other films. Mangold is pretty good. I didn't know he did the Wolverine. I thought he just did Logan. I'm not a big fan of the Wolverine.
Still haven't seen that one yet. It's the only one. Well, the only one in like the Wolverine timeline. I haven't seen like the Phoenix movie or he's not in Apocalypse, right? I haven't seen that either. I don't think he's in Apocalypse,
No.
but yeah.
Did you end up seeing Origins?
No, I kind of got sucked into a show on Apple, so my time has kind of been spent there. But I do plan on because I still want to watch Logan, which is why I was going down this journey. But yeah, I still need to watch Origins and the Wolverine. I haven't seen either of those movies.
Nice. All right, yeah, guys, go check it out. Create your own opinions, and if you hadn't seen it, sorry.
Yeah. Spoilers.
All right. Yeah, we appreciate having you. Please come hang out with us every Sunday. We love your company, and we're here on YouTube as always, and we're on Apple Music and Spotify. Come hang out, and until the next Vs, we're always going to tell you, peace out, baby.
Peace.
Later.